Clerk will read the next bill.
House Bill 161, Primary and Secondary Education, Comprehensive Health Education Framework established. Amendment number 1.
Committee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Move to concur with the Senate amendments.
Question for the House is to concur in the Senate amendments. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Yes.
I want to ask some questions of the floor, Lou.
Committee Chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Looking at this bill really quick, it looks like the Senate, the amendment they offered, they struck the entire bill and inserted a brand new bill with complete new language. What does the bill do?
Okay, I was waiting on a question. So the bill creates a due process procedure whereby each county and the city has to follow the state regulation and curriculum guidelines. And if they don't, and the state is put on notice, then they have an opportunity to cure that deficiency. If they don't cure that deficiency, then they can have monies withheld from their jurisdiction.
So no one had a chance to weigh in on this, because the bill is completely new, correct?
Well, this was 2023 version. As you, I'm sure, are aware, it took me 3 years to try to get this bill done, and this was a 2023 iteration of the bill. So we have in the past had testimony on this.
Okay, I don't remember. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a 2023 bill. I knew this was the third year we had this bill. And folks, if you remember, this was the bill that dealt with gender identity and sexual orientation, made it its own standalone curriculum, and removed the parents opt-out. So now we have a bill. It looks like there's all types of, all content and curriculum is going to be decided at the state board. Is that how this works?
So that's current practice. It's codifying current practice. So currently, all curriculum, health ed, which is what I focused on, math, science, art, all of it is decided at the state level by representatives of every single jurisdiction. And the counties are supposed to be following those guidelines that are set. They can tweak it to meet their local needs. And actually, currently, if they're not following it, the comptroller can withhold funds. This creates an actual due process procedure where they have to do some corrective action if they are not complying with the state regulations.
So it doesn't incentivize a local district from implementing the state curriculum. It penalizes them if they don't. That's so?
Well, a jurisdiction shouldn't be incentivized to do what they're supposed to already be doing.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the answering the question. Some comments, Madam Speaker, on it's due for final passage. Look, this bill's been beat to death over the last couple years. The bill is completely stricken and rewritten. We're told all the time that we can't do that. Bring it back to next year. It's a new bill. But yet, here it is for the majority party. The bill basically says, and I've been told all year about Elon Musk, an unelected bureaucrat. This takes an unelected board and puts it in control of their curriculum. Now, not a single school board in the state has had a chance to weigh in on this. So we go through all this trouble to elect good people to our school boards, and then we jerk this power away from them. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And then either does the portion of the back of the bill that has to deal with defunding the schools. So if you don't do what your central government tells you to, well, guess what? We can claw back the money. This destroys local control. This is the reason why, despite records amounts of money going into education, bills like this are the reason why homeschooling is at an all-time high. And it will continue to go up. I'll be voting red. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to reiterate what the good gentleman from St. Mary's said. I have my rule book out, Rule 46. If you look at this bill, the entire purpose paragraph is completely stricken out, including the title. Rule 46 says no bill or resolution may be amended in its passage through the House or by a conference committee by the use of the phrase strike out everything after the words, quote, a bill, or by any other amendment or series of amendments with the effect of changing the original purpose of the bill. That is exactly what this amendment does. So if anybody dares to call Rule 46 on me again, I'll remind them about this delicate piece of work.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just to clarify and edify the body, our rules, which were somewhat referred to just then, this bill was amended in the Senate, and it was not subject to a conference committee. Okay, bye.
Madam Speaker.